Good morning, everybody. Hey, Berthold. I appreciate it's an early morning, but for those of you who want to hear about DAOs, make your way over to the main stage. For those of you who don't, stay where you are. I'm Cal Evans. Berthold knows me. Kevin knows me. It's great to be here. Great to be here back at AIBC. Great to be here for the first time with you guys in Dubai. Today I'm going to be talking about how to legally structure a DAO and coming to grips with what is probably one of the newest legal structures that we're seeing in this day and age. We have a slight technical issue. The button has started working. Okay, that's great. So let me introduce myself. I'm an international lawyer, practice in various different countries. I am the managing associate of Gresham International. We're an international law firm that specializes in cryptocurrency. We have offices here in the United States and in Europe. I'm a contributor for some of the biggest publications, Cointelegraph, Crypto Slate, Crypto Daily. I wrote a book, The Little Book of Crypto, back in 2019. Featured in some publications and won a couple of awards and the usual wear and tear that comes with working in the crypto space. So one of the things I like to do, first of all, is some housekeeping. I am a crypto lawyer, not a lawyer that works in crypto. And with that being said, I'm also not your lawyer. So anything that I talk about with you folks today, don't hold me to it. So look, what is a DAO? Well, we're all relatively familiar with this now. It's a decentralized autonomous organization. And it essentially tries to be an independent legal structure, independent of anything else around it. What that basically means is that those who own and control it operate the entity itself. It is much the same as any other business structure we see. There's usually some kind of management, and underpinning that management is some kind of group or some kind of select individuals that form members. The difference with a DAO is that it actually has no set location. Clue is in the name, autonomous. It doesn't have a physical home base. And it allows people that set these up to develop some really cool governance models. You can do things in a DAO that you're not necessarily able to do in other business structures. Now, this naturally is great for tokens. We see a lot of DAOs substitute things like membership units or shares that we typically see in companies with tokens, and it really gives some great governance protocols. So let's briefly talk about why they were created. It's kind of an evolutionary thing, right? There's a romanticism around crypto that people love the decentralized nature of what it is. And the DAO was created in the vein of that decentralization, meaning we're all a group of people and we all work together for a cumulative good. And so we're going to keep things decentralized and not have one massive government body or somebody similar overreaching and overarching us. Now, what it basically means is I explain it in terms of two different types of story. There's the official story and the unofficial story. The official story is it's the decentralized piece. Now, the unofficial story, and I think I can say this pretty safely being a lawyer, is that most people felt that a DAO would get them out of trouble. The logic being, if you're not based anywhere, then the laws of everywhere might not apply to you, or at least give you a reasonable amount of flexibility where you can kind of duck around and not be impacted by, say, for example, heavy regulation, heavy governance of regulators, and having people looking deeply at what you're doing. Now, if an organization doesn't exist anywhere, then the laws of countries don't apply to it. And I've legitimately had a client say that to me before. It's kind of shocking to think about that people actually think about things this way. I'm also going to tell you another quote from Pablo Escobar, which is, "Lies are necessity if the truth is hard to believe." Pablo Escobar is kind of a weird quote to throw at a conference about crypto, right? But let me explain why. The distinction that I draw between DAOs and people that believe that decentralization genuinely protects you is cartels, gangs, organized crime. If being decentralized and not being registered anywhere and not being legally structured anywhere meant that everything that you did was legal, then cartels would be the most fantastic DAO we've ever seen. If you think about it, if we exchange a couple of the key words, it works really well. We're going to change the founders for gang leaders. We're going to change the members for the users. We're going to change the consensus managers for the mob bosses, and we're going to change the tokens for narcotics. We change all of those things, we end up with a really cool DAO structure, which is the cartel, which has existed for a long time. But let me tell you guys, actually, it doesn't work like that. So, what is a DAO in a true legal sense? Well, a DAO already exists legally. It really does. But different governments look at it in completely different ways. DAOs actually have a classification in most countries. If we take the United States and most places, if a group of people work together collectively under a business enterprise, tax authorities and the government will say that you are a partnership at will. You have created a partnership. You are working together in joint enterprise. In the United Kingdom, something slightly different. You'd be referred to as an unincorporated association. You are an unincorporated group of people or group of companies that are working together. And there are examples that we can see that come out of the woodwork as we look through securities laws. There's purchasing stuff together, which gives you the potential that you're a collective investment scheme. So simply setting up a DAO really isn't that easy. And what I hear a lot is, yeah, but there's so many DAOs. How is everybody getting away with it? And the answer is, the crypto industry is the perfect example of, these guys have done that, so I'm going to do that too. And everybody thinks that because somebody else has done it, it gives people a way out. Somebody else did it, they were kind of okay, I'm going to be okay. Just because it's been done before in the past, or just because a company has become fundamentally wealthy or fundamentally huge, doesn't mean that it becomes untouchable. The example I flag of this is Ripple, XRP, huge company, multiple lawsuits, regulators and private. Consensus, they've been served with cease and desist notices. And Binance has been told to stop working in the UK. These are huge companies that thought they were doing it right or thought they'd set themselves up in a way which made them untouchable. And they were wrong. So, the most important thing, a DAO, what can you do to make it legal? Well, let's break it down a bit. Accept the fact that being autonomous doesn't protect you. The clue of most companies that we set up today is in the name. The reason we call companies LLCs or limiteds is because they afford you limited liability protection. It means that the shareholders are limited in protection to the value of the shares that they purchase. The clue is in the name. If you set up a DAO, you're not necessarily protected in that way. The members and everybody that's in it is exposed. So what you have to do is accept that the catch me if you can mentality won't last forever and pick a structure to model yourself on a real DAO. But remember three things when you do it. It has to be a good governance model, a separate legal structure, and give you protection. So, we can look at UK unincorporated associations. It's a great DAO structure. A Wyoming DAO, which is a brand new type of company that the state of Wyoming in the United States has formed, and an open-ended partnership or a Panama Foundation. All of these are great examples. In fact, most people don't realize this, but if you establish a Panamanian foundation, legally under Panamanian law, there can be no owners. Kind of sounds a little bit like a DAO, right? So if we summarize this, what you have to do is think smart about your DAO and what you're trying to achieve. Don't follow that mentality of one size just fits all. Other guys have done it, they've been okay, I can do it, I'll be okay. It doesn't really work like that. And then work out what structure works best for you. Unincorporated association, maybe a US LLC DAO, maybe an international DAO, maybe a Panamanian foundation. But remember, one size does not fit all. So you genuinely have to speak to somebody and understand about what structure would work well for your project, for your token holders, for your raise, how that would all integrate together. Being flashed that my time is up, so feel free to ask any questions. You can reach me at greshaminternational.com or at Mr. Cal Evans on all social media and Telegram. Thank you guys for being here early. Thank you for being the warriors, and I hope everybody enjoys their day.